In a world that constantly demands movement, noise, and reaction, the high-value woman begins her path by embracing stillness. She does not rush to prove herself. She does not chase validation. Like the calm lake that reflects the sky above, her value is seen in how deeply she rests within herself. She knows that the most powerful presence begins with silence. To become high value, we must first become quiet enough to hear ourselves. Not the self that society wants us to be, but the inner voice, calm, unwavering, ancient. This voice is not dramatic, not loud, but it is always truthful, and the high-value woman listens to it daily. Most people are exhausted, not because they do too much, but because they do too much that has no alignment. The high-value woman understands. It is not about doing more, but about doing what matters. Stillness gives her clarity. Stillness reveals what is noise and what is necessary. So start there. Stop seeking answers outside. Retreat for a moment. Sit in silence, not to escape the world, but to face yourself without distractions. In stillness, the real journey begins. There is a subtle but powerful difference between strength and force. Force tries to control, dominate, manipulate. Strength does not need to. The high-value woman knows that her power does not lie in overpowering others, but in mastering herself. Force reacts, strength responds. The high-value woman is not impulsive. She has cultivated the discipline to pause before acting. This pause, this space, is where her wisdom resides. When she speaks, it is not to win, it is to bring clarity. When she acts, it is not for applause, it is from purpose. You see, a woman who tries to convince others of her worth is operating from force. But a woman who is centered, who walks with integrity, draws respect without needing to ask for it. This is strength. It is internal. It is rooted. Force is a storm. Strength is the mountain. One tries to shake, the other simply stands. Choose which one you wish to become. True value is not in what you say, but in what you repeatedly do. The high-value woman builds her life like a temple, brick by brick, ritual by ritual. Her habits are sacred. Her routine is not rigid, but it is intentional. This is discipline, not as punishment, but as a devotion. Discipline is misunderstood. It is not about control, but about freedom. When you are disciplined, you are no longer at the mercy of fleeting emotions or external chaos. You become reliable to yourself. And from that reliability, self-respect is born. A high-value woman does not wake up and wonder what the day will give her. She awakens and chooses who she will be, and then she builds it one breath, one choice, 1 hour at a time. This creates a quiet confidence that cannot be faked. So ask yourself, what are you practicing every day? Because that is what you are becoming. Be intentional, be consistent, and let your discipline carve your worth. Elegance is not a product of wealth, fashion, or aesthetics. It is a byproduct of internal harmony. A high-value woman does not wear elegance. She radiates it because her inner world is not chaotic. It is clear. Elegance is how inner peace expresses itself outwardly. When you walk into a room, your energy arrives before your words. The high-value woman carries herself with grace not because she is performing, but because she is aligned. Her posture is an expression of self-respect. Her words are chosen with care, not because she's afraid, but because she honors herself and others. This is not about being perfect. It is about being composed. Even in difficulty, she does not collapse. She breathes, she centers, she responds. This quiet composure becomes her signature. True elegance does not scream for attention. It whispers truth. It calms the space. Be the woman whose presence heals simply by being rooted in herself. A high-value woman understands the art of silence. In a time where everyone wants to speak louder, she chooses when to speak and when to remain silent. Her silence is not emptiness, it is full of presence. Words lose power when they are overused, but silence, used with intention, is a language of its own. It can disarm aggression, it can command attention, it can allow truth to rise. The high-value woman does not fear silence. She uses it wisely. Many will misunderstand her silence as weakness. But that is their lesson, not hers. She does not explain herself constantly. She does not defend every action. She knows her values and she rests in them quietly. Let your silence become your strength. Not everything needs a response. Sometimes your energy is protected by saying nothing. Learn to be silent and let others wonder where your power comes from. A high-value woman does not chase. She aligns. She does not run after outcomes, relationships, or success. She prepares herself to be ready for when they arrive. This is not passivity, it is wisdom, because she knows that attraction without preparation only leads to chaos. The universe mirrors what you are. If you desire a respectful partner, are you respectful to yourself? If you desire abundance, is your mindset rooted in gratitude or in lack? A high-value woman focuses on becoming, not demanding. She understands. The question is not what you want, but what you are a match for. You cannot attract peace if you live in internal war. You cannot attract honesty if you lie to yourself. The high-value woman cleans her inner house. She removes resentment. She releases blame. She organizes her thoughts like a garden, tending to them daily. In doing so, she becomes a magnet for what is real and lasting. So examine yourself not from what you lack, but from what you are cultivating. Are you becoming the woman who is ready for what she prays for? If not, begin there. To react is easy. Anyone can do it. But to pause, to breathe, to choose a higher response, that requires mastery. The high-value woman is not a slave to her emotions. She feels them fully, but she is not ruled by them. Restraint is not suppression. It is knowing that every impulse does not require action. It is choosing timing, words, and gestures with precision. This discipline in behavior is what makes her unforgettable, not because she is loud, but because she is deeply intentional. In moments of anger, she doesn't explode. In moments of praise, she doesn't lose herself. In conflict, she listens before she answers. This balanced nature makes her energy safe, respected, and rare. She does not lose herself in chaos. She anchors it. If you want to become high value, develop restraint. React less, reflect more. Do not be available for every debate, every insult, every impulse. Let your peace be your reply. Many misunderstand boundaries as walls, but the high value woman sees them as doors, ways to protect what is sacred. She does not build barriers out of fear, but boundaries from love. Love for herself and for those she allows into her life. A boundary is not a punishment, it is a guide. It says, this is how I love myself, and this is how I expect to be treated. The high-value woman sets these with calm certainty. She does not beg for respect. She sets the standard. If a boundary causes someone to leave, she does not chase. She trusts that those who belong in her life will honor the space she protects. She understands that peace is not just internal, it's also who she allows around her. Set your boundaries with grace. Speak them without anger. Hold them without guilt. And watch how your life aligns with those who respect your energy. Effort is your part. Outcome is not. The high-value woman gives her best without obsessing over results. She does not live in anxiety about what will happen. She focuses on doing what is right and allows life to unfold in its timing. Detachment is not indifference, it is maturity. It is saying, I will do my part fully with devotion and I will let go of the rest. This mindset brings calmness because she is no longer a prisoner of future fears or past regrets. When you are too attached to the result, you lose the joy of the process. The high-value woman finds fulfillment in her efforts, not in whether they are seen or applauded. She trains in private. She grows in silence. She trusts deeply. So practice this. Give your best without needing anything back. Serve without needing recognition. Love without fear of loss. That is true inner wealth. Before anyone hears your words, they feel your energy. Before you dress or speak, your aura speaks for you. The high-value woman cultivates this energy through clarity, presence, and truth. Her energy is not loud, it is grounded. A beautiful face may turn heads, but a peaceful energy turns hearts. This does not come from makeup or clothing. It comes from self-honesty, from alignment between your thoughts, speech, and actions. This is what creates magnetism. When you walk into a room, ask yourself, what am I radiating? Is it insecurity masked as confidence, or is it peace anchored in self-awareness? The high-value woman does not fake joy. She creates it from within. Work on your energy. Meditate, reflect, heal. Purify your intentions, and then let your presence speak louder than any appearance ever could. Softness is not weakness. It is power expressed through grace. The high-value woman embraces her feminine nature, nurturing, intuitive, creative, while also honoring the warrior within. She is both the healer and the sword. Society often forces women to choose, be soft or be strong. But the high-value woman chooses both. She can cry without shame. She can lead without apology. Her duality is her strength, not her conflict. This balance allows her to move through life with flow. She can listen deeply and act decisively. She can offer love without becoming small. She can be vulnerable without being fragile. This is the harmony she carries. So embrace the full spectrum of who you are. Let your femininity be your compass and your inner warrior your shield. That is how you walk through the world with both tenderness and power. Loneliness is painful, but solitude is sacred. The high-value woman transforms her time alone into a temple. She does not avoid her own company. She treasures it, because it is in solitude that she meets her true self. Alone time is not a punishment, it is a return. In the silence, she reflects. In the stillness, she realigns. She journals, she meditates, she learns. not for performance, but for wholeness. Her solitude is her soil. From this soil, everything grows. Wisdom, creativity, confidence. She no longer seeks someone to complete her, because she is no longer a half. She is whole. And from this wholeness, she connects, not from need, but from abundance. So, reclaim your solitude. Make it rich. Make it nourishing. And then, when you do walk beside someone, it will be two full souls, not two halves hoping to fill each other's voids. Your life is a reflection of your standards. The high-value woman is not bitter when disrespected. She is clear. She knows that every time she tolerates less than she deserves, she is silently inviting it again. To be high value is to become a sacred gatekeeper. It is to say no to what drains you, even when it is familiar. It is to walk away not in anger, but in self-honor. This is not ego, it is integrity. The more you allow what harms you, the more it becomes your normal. The high-value woman does not normalize dysfunction. She recognizes it, addresses it, and removes it with calm finality. So take a look at what you've been tolerating. Where have you been silent when you should have spoken? Where have you stayed when you should have walked? Let today be the line you draw, with love and clarity. Where your attention goes, your energy flows. The high-value woman guards her focus like a sacred flame. She does not waste it on gossip, comparison, or distractions. She knows her attention is a form of currency. She spends it wisely. Many people are tired, not because they do too much, but because they leak energy in every direction. The high-value woman simplifies her life. She deletes what is unnecessary. She invests in growth, in beauty, in peace. This focused attention allows her to create deeply, to listen fully, to be present. And in that presence, she becomes magnetic, not because she seeks attention, but because she gives it to what matters. So be mindful of where your focus is going. Reclaim your time, reclaim your energy, and let your attention become the sacred ritual that builds your high-value life. The high-value woman knows that time is not guaranteed. Every day is a chapter in her story. She does not drift through life. She designs it with purpose, with courage, with awareness. She is not waiting to be chosen. She chooses herself. She does not wait for life to slow down. She learns to move with grace amidst the rush. Her life is not perfect, but it is intentional. She wakes each morning asking, "Who do I want to be today?" And then she walks as that woman, not someday, but today, because the future is shaped by every breath we take now. So live fully, speak honestly, move with purpose, and when your time comes, let there be no regret, only peace, knowing you became the highest version of yourself. Desire without discipline is merely daydreaming. The high-value woman does not only wish, she works. She does not speak endlessly about what she wants to become. She allows her actions to reflect her evolution. In this quiet, consistent doing, her worth reveals itself. She understands that the world listens more to consistency than to passion. Passion may ignite the flame, but it is daily effort that keeps the fire alive. She does not need to convince anyone of her path. She walks it, she lives it, and that alone speaks volumes. Your desires are important, yes, but ask yourself, are you acting in alignment with them? If you say you want peace, are your habits peaceful? If you say you want love, are you embodying love? The high-value woman closes the gap between her words and her life. Let your integrity be louder than your ambition. Let your rituals be louder than your goals. And let your daily behavior be the proof of what you truly value. That is how you become unforgettable, by doing, not just desiring. A high-value woman is not only living for today, she is shaping a legacy. But legacy is not built after you're gone. It is built in every choice you make while you're here. How you speak, how you treat people, how you carry yourself when no one is watching. Legacy is not always grand. It is not fame or wealth. It is how people feel after they leave your presence. It is the peace you plant, the wisdom you share, the courage you embody when it would be easier to shrink. The high-value woman understands. What she does now echoes long after. She does not postpone her greatness. She does not say, "One day I will be strong." She chooses to be strong now. She does not wait for better circumstances. She becomes better regardless of them, because every moment is an opportunity to shape what you leave behind. So live today like it matters, because it does. Walk with dignity, speak with mindfulness, love with presence. Your legacy is not a destination, it is your way of being. Let it begin now.